Mike Tyson was not just a boxer, he was an event, a storm, a living nightmare forged in the hardest streets of Brooklyn, New York, where survival was a daily battle and fear was learned early, and from that chaos emerged a boy shaped by violence, pain, and raw hunger, a boy who would grow into the most terrifying force ever to step into a boxing ring, a man whose presence alone could break opponents before the first punch was thrown, because when Mike Tyson walked toward the ring, the air changed, the crowd fell silent, and champions felt doubt crawl into their bones. His story beginning with a troubled childhood filled with crime and loss until fate intervened in the form of Cus D'Amato, a mentor who did not just teach Tyson how to fight but taught him how to think, how to control fear by becoming fear itself, transforming raw rage into surgical destruction, teaching him that champions are not born but created through discipline, obsession, and belief, and under Cus's guidance Tyson evolved into a perfect weapon, mastering peekaboo defense, explosive footwork, and punches thrown with murderous intent, punches that carried the weight of his past and the fury of his ambition, and as he entered professional boxing, it became clear that the sport had never seen anything like him, because Tyson didn't just want to win, he wanted to annihilate, to erase his opponents, to make statements so brutal that history would be forced to remember his name, and fight after fight, bodies fell, records shattered, and legends crumbled as Tyson carved a path of destruction through the heavyweight division, knocking out grown men in seconds, leaving champions unconscious, turning arenas into scenes of shock and disbelief, becoming the youngest heavyweight champion in history at just 20 years old, an achievement that announced to the world that a new era of fear had arrived, and during his reign Tyson embodied pure dominance, his eyes cold, his movements precise, his power terrifying, each fight feeling less like sport and more like an execution, opponents often defeated mentally long before the bell rang, because Tyson's reputation preceded him like thunder before a storm, and yet behind the monster was a deeply complex human being, battling inner demons as ferociously as he battled men in the ring, struggling with fame, temptation, and the loss of his mentor, Cus D'Amato, whose absence left a void that discipline alone could not fill, and as success grew, so did chaos, and the same intensity that made Tyson unstoppable in the ring began to consume him outside it, leading to controversies, poor decisions, and moments that shocked the world, yet even in downfall, Tyson remained magnetic, because his story was never just about victories or defeats, it was about extremes, the highest highs and the darkest lows, the rise of a warrior and the fall of a man fighting himself, and when Tyson returned after setbacks, the world watched again, drawn to the possibility of redemption, to the question of whether the most dangerous boxer in America could reclaim his throne, and though time slowed his hands, it could never erase his legacy, because Mike Tyson changed boxing forever, redefining what intimidation meant, redefining power, redefining dominance, influencing generations of fighters who studied his style, feared his highlights, and respected the violence of his prime, and today, Tyson stands as a living legend, a cautionary tale and an inspiration, proof that greatness can rise from darkness, that discipline can turn chaos into excellence, and that fear, when mastered, can become the deadliest weapon of all, because long after the lights dimmed and the belts were gone, the name Mike Tyson still echoes through boxing history as America's most dangerous boxer, a man who turned fear into art and left an indelible mark on the soul of the sport.